Hey, everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Nice to see you. We're so glad you're here. This is my favorite hour of the week. Tonight is Tuesday, March 11th. Leo, hit that promo.
Got the days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I
Welcome back. As I said, we're always so glad you're here. I am coming to you live from Cliffside Park, New Jersey. I cannot use my own studio this week because they had to do repair work in my apartment again. It's like an ongoing thing, but it's okay. It's getting better, and they're really upgrading some stuff. So I am not looking at a gift horse in the mouth. It's just that I have to put everything back, so it's a little annoying. So I'm at Judy Mesa's in Jersey, and Leo is here with me. Now, tonight, we are going to focus a little bit on the MAC Awards, which are the Manhattan Association of Cabarets and Clubs. If you are unfamiliar with that, which I can understand some people might be if you're watching from another country or another part of the country, but in New York, they're kind of big deals. And a lot of our friends get nominated and make final cuts, which that's where we're at. And we have Amy Wolk on tonight. She's going to be joining us. She's directing the MAC Awards. So she's always doing something amazing. And she had her own show that she just did. February was the last performance with Nate Bucheri. And it got nominated for musical comedy. So that's going to be great. We'll talk about that as well. She's going to join us about 9:15. So we do want to remind everybody that if you can watch our show on Facebook Live, you can watch it on YouTube, or What's the Story with Maria channel on YouTube, which we have 89 episodes. Is that right, Leo? I think it's 389 this one, right? So you can, is that right?
Correct.
Yes.
389.
Yeah. I love that. So we have, you can catch us, all our shows on that if you want to watch it. If you just want to listen in podcast, how do they do that, Leo? How do they listen in podcast?
If they go to whatstorywithmaria.com, you can get all of our podcasts. And let me see if I can bring it up here for our... There you go. There's our What's the Story with Maria.com. And I believe that if I just do a little type in here, all the links to every podcast that we are associated with is there. So you can just...
It's amazing. Leo has designed this, and it's so easy.
Go.
Yeah. You just go to what's the story with Maria.com, and it's the simplest thing. Like whatever you click on, it will take you there. Podcast Addict, iHeartRadio, Castbox. It's incredible. Spotify, any platform where you would catch podcasts, you will catch ours, and you can go back and listen to any of them. So thank you. Leo designed that, by the way. Leo's an amazing website designer. He maintains and updates and recreated my mariagentili.com website, and he completely created this one, which is, there's Amy. There is Amy. Oh my God.
There's Amy.
She's gonna join us shortly. She is doing so many amazing things. So we can't wait to have her zoom in. Jill, go ahead. Talk about Jill. Jill's your buddy.
Jill Crozen. I met Jill through Lori and John as they played her rockin' hits from the past. She was one of the, I think they call her Downtown Diva.
Oh, I love that.
I have some of her CDs now, and there's one song that it's got a bleep word in it, but oh my goodness, it makes.
Why don't we have Jill join us some week? Jill, would you like to join us some week? Would you like to zoom in with us?
Jill, you should.
We would love that. Just let us know, honey. Let us know which Tuesday works for you. I got a couple things booked for the next 3 weeks, I think, but maybe after that. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be
Yeah.
wonderful.
What?
I'll have to send you the song that we won't play here, but it's one of my favorite.
Oh, I love
It's a
it.
very stand up and don't mess with me song.
Oh, that's my favorite. Those are my favorite kind of songs. Matter of fact, Greg Schlotthauer and I are going to write a new song soon because I'm doing a show in April. I'm sorry, in May with Lynn Portis and Greg Schlotthauer at Green Room 42. And
Ooh, wow.
yes, May 25th. It's a Sunday at 9:30. So I haven't posted about it yet because I have to have the poster. Kenny Holcomb's going to work on my poster, and then I'll post about it once I send it to Green Room 42. But in the meantime,
Maria, there's a hot Puerto Rican watching us.
You mean Peter Feliciano
My birthday twin.
of Peter Feliciano Fine Jewelry? Hope you're both doing well. I have my alarm set for Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Wanted to send you a hug and kisses. We love you and we love your wife, Elena Fonte. He was Mr. November, of course, in our 2022 calendar. And Elaine was Miss January in our 2023, if I'm not mistaken, or 2023, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. But anyway, they were amazing. And so we thank them. Now, Peter makes the most gorgeous jewelry. Peter, please go to Peter Feliciano Fine Jewelry. You can find him. He's on Instagram. You can just Google it. It's the most gorgeous. And a lot of it is inspired specifically by his roots to Puerto Rico. And I'm just a huge fan. And we'll have Hedman. I gave the second piece, my first piece that Peter gave me. I gave it to Adrian Christian, our friend, who we know is Puerto Rican. And the second piece,
Who sends hugs?
I gave to Manny Soto, who of course was Mr. February. Two Mr. Februarys, actually, Adrian but I'm saying they were both who got the Coquis were both Mr. Februarys in our calendar. I do want to shout out, of course, I want to shout out our first in always, Danielle Alexandria Alchemy.com. Danielle is a spiritual medium, a past life regressionist, a teacher, a spiritual mediator. She talks to the other side. It's mind blowing what she will do. And her website is DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. I highly recommend you go to it. You'll find a service that suits your budget and your needs. And I can't say enough about Danielle. She's incredible. See, I'm not the only one with a Maria and Leo alarm. Okay, that's fair enough. That makes me happy. Yeah, and Peter, I can't wait to introduce you to Manny. You're going to love each other. He's great. He's been in Puerto Rico, actually, and his mom's been a little under the weather, so he's been helping her out. So that's a nice thing. Ed Kutu, our buddy from Blade Salon, he runs Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. If you want to get your hair did, go see Eddie and his crew of amazing, talented hair specialists. So
go get you done.
Yeah, go get your hair done. Go get your hair did. That's what the kids say.
Your do did. Go get your do did.
Yes, go get your do did. And you can find him on Blade Salon has one of the best Instagram pages I've ever seen. It's so good. And you see so many. Oh, there's Adrian Christian. Hi, my love. Hugs, everybody. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, he was Mr. February. I want to say 2024. And then Hedman Soto was Mr. February 2023. So I guess Mr. February's, the hotties are Puerto Rican. I'm telling you. Our hottie this February was Adam Sank, not Puerto Rican, but look who's Mr. March. Oh my God. Our friend Will, he is the doorman at Brandy's Piano Bar. And yes, we are so glad that let me tell you something. I gave him this apron in the very beginning. It took him forever to come through. And not because he didn't want to, because he had to get his body in the perfect shape. He kept saying, I got to work out. I got to work out. Got to work out. So he pumped up a little bit, and there he is. So he's the doorman at Brandy's. You'll spot him if you ever come.
I'm calling it the straight scowl. Look at the straight
Oh
scowl. he's
yeah,
got.
and he's from the Bronx, so that's a straight Bronx scowl right there that you got. So if you want our calendar, please, I got a couple left. Let me know, or nothing but the apron calendar. We have some months have 2 people. We have a few couples in there. So if you would like a calendar, they're $12. I always have them at Stonewall. On Mondays, Wednesdays, I'm at the Duplex. Friday and Saturday, I'm at Brandy's. So come and
You
check
want
it
to
out.
make sure you get them so in the future you can always pull up this picture and hold it over their heads.
Yes, absolutely. And I have a couple, and if you'd like me to mail that out, I can do that too. That's no problem. You can reach me at Maria Gentili at AOL, or you can, a lot of you can reach me on just Facebook. That's fine too.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So now, has Amy, we have Amy yet?
In the wings, waiting patiently. Yes, she is.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Let's
Yeah,
do this.
we want to get her in because I know she's at work and I don't want to mess up her work schedule. She was nice enough to. Hi, Amy.
Hi, I'm not at work anymore. I got home.
Oh, thank God. I was getting a little codependent about it. I was like, I don't want to get her in trouble.
No,
so
no,
I
I'm
wanted
good.
to get you right in. Well, hi, Amy. Amy, how do you pronounce your last name properly so we don't mess it up?
Wolk.
Wolk. That's what we've been saying.
Yep.
But we just want to make sure we said it right. So this is Amy Wolk. She is our friend. She's really smart, like really smart. She's a teacher. She's a teacher. And she also is doing, you just did a show.
Mhm.
I think your last performance was in February 9th, or if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And now she is directing the MAC Awards.
I am.
What? Wow.
3rd year, I think, in a row.
Holy moly. I was there last year. I loved it. I was there the year before. They always are so great.
Yeah, they're just a fun night. Like it's always nice, like because there's so many awards. I think we're giving out 28 awards, like competitive awards this year, which is a lot.
Wow.
And and then we have some honorees and stuff. So it's a lot of people getting up there and just being excited to be part of the cabaret community, which is what we're celebrating. So
yeah, and the show's about what, like 2 hours long, maybe?
Yeah, under 3. With an intermission under 3. That's the goal.
Yeah.
People have to do speeches, so we.
I know but I do like the speeches.
Yeah, I do too.
It's one of the things that I love about the MAC Awards and the MAC community is it's people. It's like it really runs the gamut, and it's people that you've seen on Broadway. Like people that you really are like, whoa. And then it's also people that that are your friends that are like in the trenches of cabaret that really pour their hearts and souls into these shows, and then they get to be nominated. It's just lovely. I love the speeches as well.
Yeah.
So Amy, when you're directing the MAC Awards and putting it together, do you hire the musical director and the band and all that as well?
Well, I hire the musical director. We pick somebody. Last couple of years I've picked the person, and then we usually let them pick their band. There's people
great.
We would use that.
Okay.
And then all the presenters are people I ask to come present. And I try to mix it up so that it's not the same people presenting every year. So we see some different faces, maybe some slightly out of the box faces or people we haven't seen in a while, which is always fun.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that's
then there's
great.
some music peppered throughout, which is always nice too.
That I love. I always love that. And it's like just so interesting. And then you see so many connections, like just people that have been around forever, like Marilyn May that last year.
Yeah, she presented last year.
Oh,
it's her birthday this year, so I don't think she'll be there.
Yeah.
It's her 97th birthday or something.
Isn't that incredible? And she's still in the game.
100%. I see her all the time, and she's totally
in the game.
With it in the game, yeah.
Just amazing. But it's just nice that people, like for me, it's a fun night to get out, get dressed, and see my friends that I so respect. And I can't always get to see their shows because I work nights and I work, I'm in the business, so I can't get to all these things. But we all get together and we're so happy to be there. And everybody really is so supportive of each other. You know, it's like you kind of can't lose because you might not win, but maybe your best buddy wins or someone you work
Right.
with wins, and it's a win-win. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
It's
now,
always-
when you put this together,
Mhm.
you must have a structure, a way that you structure this. Is it like a formula that you use, or do you just look at it differently every year?
No, I sort of try again. I try to mix it up. I don't want it to be exactly the same as the year before, but there are certain things people expect, and so you keep those in. You know, we do usually give our lifetime achievement awards like at the end in the second half. I like to end Act 1 with a big bang if possible, so I think that'll happen this year. I'm hoping, and
Yeah.
it'll
And
be
yay
fun.
for Charles Bush.
Yay for Charles Bush! I'm real pumped about
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
I just read his
wow.
book. I couldn't recommend a book more than his memoir is really fantastic about how he started and how he started writing these sort of female characters for himself and developing his own pieces. Really just a fantastic, interesting artist. So
You
I'm
know
pumped
what?
that we're
I
giving
have it on
an award.
audiobook. I haven't listened to it yet, but now I'm going to have to.
You definitely should. It's really great.
I can't wait. I love him. I'm a huge fan. I
Yeah,
think he's
I'm
incredible.
super excited to talk to him also because
So he's going to be honored.
he's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So exciting.
Oh yeah. I will definitely have to listen to that. Now let's go back and talk about your show, because your show was nominated.
Sure. My show was nominated. It was the first show I've done in 7 years.
Really? It seems like you
yeah.
just did one, right?
No.
Wow.
I hadn't done a show in 7 years, so I want to do some more, but I figured like I couldn't just like do something brand new, like pulling out some old stuff. So it was some old stuff, some new stuff, a lot of old stories, some new stories, a little bit of everything.
And it's you were nominated for best comedy.
Musical comedy. Yeah. So yeah, it was fun, and I worked with Nate Buccieri.
Oh,
which was
Nate.
great fun. Yeah,
Oh,
I've worked with him many times, but he's never done a show with me. So we did a show together, and it was lovely. We had a great time. Yeah, so it was great fun, and I'm glad people came, and I'm glad people liked it enough to nominate it. So
now, if people are new to the city and they want to join MAC,
yeah,
anybody can join MAC, right? You don't. You don't have to do a show a certain amount of. I mean,
no. You can just be a fan of cabaret,
right?
A supporter of cabaret. You know, I mean, anything like that. I mean, right now, if you joined right now, you could actually vote in the awards too. So if you're a member and you want to have a say in who gets the MAC award, you can do that and join MAC now, and you would get a ballot when they go out. I think they go out next week. I don't really know because I don't do that, but
yeah, I was looking at the Leo and I were both looking at the nominees tonight, and I mean I saw them the other day, and I haven't listened to the songs yet, but that's my next thing. I love that they do. Julie Miller sent out a link to the songs, which is great. And that I remember. Listen, I've been a MAC member a long time, and I remember they used to send you the little CD. You would get a little CD and you could play the songs. So now you can listen, just a link, go right in there and listen to it. And they have like a song of the year, and then I think it's a musical, a comedy song of the year. So song nominees, yeah, comedy novelty songs, and then song nominees. It's so great, and every year there's just like it really. Just like such a span of great songwriters. So that's always something that's very, very helpful, I think. And I think they still have CDs if you need them. But, and speaking, we still have Amy, or do we lose Amy? Leo?
I think we lost her for a second, but here she is.
She'll pop back in.
She's coming in right now.
She'll pop back in. But anyway, I try to see as much as I can. But like I said, because I work nights, it's, I'm kind of in the same business. It's hard. But we've had a lot of the people that are nominated we've had on this show. A lot of our buddies. Well, Nate Buccieri, we love. Of course, Nate's been on the show a few times. And that's Amy's musical director for her show. And Nate's musically directed a few shows. We have let me see. For Margaret Curry's been on our show. She's for female vocalist. Margaret
Mhm.
Curry, Natasha Castillo was on our show a few weeks ago.
Yep.
We had Josephine Sanchez, a whole
She's so
maybe a-
sweet.
she's so sweet and so talented. She was on our show a couple years ago.
There's
She
Amy.
also, oh, there she is. Hi, Amy.
Hi, I vanished. Sorry.
No, that happens sometimes. That's why I was like, we were just talking about some of the people that have been nominated that have been on our show that, we don't get to see everything, but we definitely some of the people that have been nominated. And then they also have there's celebrity artists like
Yeah.
Anne Hampton Calloway and Liz Calloway, Billy Stritch, Norm Lewis. It's like there's some serious heavy hitters here too. I mean, some great, amazing cabaret artists that are always cranking stuff out. Like Carolyn Montgomery is one of those.
Always
Mhm.
great. Yeah.
Always great and always cranking stuff out. Leo, you do a lot of work for Carolyn, right? Because Leo does websites and videos and.
Yeah, I've done some. That's how I was able to see Girl Singer. Was able to help her and edit her sizzle reel.
And that's tribute. That's a tribute show, right? So that she's
Mhm.
Rosemary Clooney tribute show. I mean,
That's actually a new category this year.
I saw
added
that,
it.
Amy.
Yeah. So it's a new category because we felt like a lot of people were doing shows that it's a real specific, like what makes it a category. Like I'm not on that eligibility committee, but it is pretty specific. But it's some people doing shows in tribute to another singer, as opposed to just like a female vocalist or male vocalist. So that's a new category for us. So we're kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I love that. I saw that. There was a Goldie did a Anthony Newley show. Rosemary did Rosemary Clooney. That's Carol Montgomery. It's just like so many.
With my internet.
And I was just I thought that was a new category because I had never seen that before. But you're right. I guess it pops up. So let's just take a minute and Michael Holland has checked in. It was a very excellent and hilarious show. Which one were you referring to, Michael? Just so we know.
I believe he was talking about Amy's because that's when that comment came up.
Oh, I love that. Fantastic. And Michael should know. Michael is a super talented guy.
Oh yeah, Michael's one of my favorite. Hi, Michael.
Oh my God, he's so talented, right?
Oh yeah.
Kind of ridiculous how talented Michael is.
We keep saying we're going to do a show together, so hopefully it'll happen.
I know sometimes that's what it is. It's like we're spinning in different. It's not that we're going in different directions. It's just like our schedules. But if you can bring those talents together, how cool would that be? So, Amy, what made you want to do the show after 7 years?
I just felt like I needed to get my creative juices flowing. So,
Yeah.
I just did. It's just, I was like, and then I booked something and then I was like, oh crap, I guess I have to do it now. So,
That's what it is.
yeah.
That's what it is. Because I just did the same thing. Once you commit and say, yes, I'll take this date, I'm committing to that.
Yep.
Now you have no choice. But it's good. It's a good thing, And Amy, where did you grow up?
Chicago.
Oh, okay. Were you a performer as a kid?
Yeah. And then I came to New York to do musical theater and I did it and then didn't really do it and became a teacher.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Sure.
Let's talk about your teaching.
I'm not like I have a master's degree in education, so I got that. But I don't like teaching a regular school. I teach when kids are in a Broadway show or on TV or in a movie or something and they don't go to school, they come to me instead. So I am a tutor, an on-location tutor for basically every child on Broadway currently sees me. Much to their annoyance, I'm sure.
That's incredible.
Yeah, like tomorrow, like the Gypsy kids have 2 shows tomorrow and their show's really long, so most of them don't go to school, so they see me.
Okay.
I'm in tech for Stranger Things right now. There's kids in that. Boop just starts previews tonight. I'm working on that. So anything with kids in it. But I've also done television shows and movies, and also, Law and Order and those sorts of things too. Yeah,
because it's not something people think about. Like
No.
when you see kids in shows, like these are kids. They're not adult. They're in school. They have
Right.
to keep learning.
Yeah, the law says you can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to go to school while I'm rehearsing my Broadway show. You have
Right.
to provide tutors for, a couple hours every day, 3 hours every day.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you teach them in a group or do you teach them individually?
It's usually, I teach them individually, but in a group setting,
Oh,
if that
okay.
makes sense. So there's
Yeah.
like, if sometimes there's 8 kids, sometimes there's 3 kids. Everyone's doing their own thing, and I check in on everybody, see what's going on, help them with their lessons.
Wow. Did you
Right.
just fall into that, or did you say this is what I want to do?
I was getting my master's, and I was like, this teaching in a public school thing maybe isn't my thing. I don't know. I did some student teaching, and it was fine, but it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't my thing. And I was saying that to somebody, and I have a Broadway merchandising job that I've had forever and ever. And I was saying it to a house manager, and he said, why don't you go look into working for On Location? And I said, what's that? And then I applied and got a job there. And I got that job almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been doing it a long time.
That's great. So you've worked with a lot of different Broadway kids.
A lot of Broadway kids. A lot of kids who are famous, which is weird, or have become famous. Also, like some of the kids, like the first kids I ever worked with, are all like grown adults now, like in like 30
I know
years.
that feeling. I'm a teacher too.
Yeah,
That's bizarre.
It's
And a lot of my kids have kids.
yeah, it's real weird.
Yeah. Leo is a teacher as well. He teaches. Leo, what do you think of all this? This is wild, right?
I think that's an awesome job to be doing that. You have like a little house on the prairie classroom.
I know sometimes I do. Sometimes
Everybody's
I teach,
different ages and all that.
yeah, and then like you teach in weird places. Like I've church basements. A lot of times TV, it's like a church basement. I've taught in weird little trailers. I taught in an old camp once. I've taught in the weirdest places. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. And yeah, like you said, we don't even. I don't ever think of that. But then I'll see sometimes some of your posts, about grammar and stuff, because I know I was a little nervous when I sent you the email. I'm not gonna lie. I said, Jesus, I hope I punctuate correctly.
Everyone gets nervous sending me things.
Yeah, Amy's
crazy,
gonna
but I'm
like
not
totally
gonna
judge
red
me.
pen you. It's fine.
I did get nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I had to come clean. I was like, and it was late. It was like 3 a.m. last night when I got home. I drove from Boston because I was in Boston for a few days, and I drove back in the middle of the night, and I was like, oh, I gotta email Amy. Damn, Amy, she's all about the grammar and the punctuations. I better not screw this up.
It's fine. It's really just using an apostrophe to make a word plural. That's like the number one thing that makes me insane.
Yeah, and there, and there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're that's bad too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Oh,
Yeah.
some of the stuff I feel like people don't even try anymore. It's not so
Yeah.
much the kids, it's like nobody even tries. Since texting came to be, people don't even try anymore.
Well, also like sometimes my phone autocorrects to something wrong, and I'm like screaming at it. I'm like, this is like my phone will make things apostrophe s, which is 100% nonsense, and I can't.
Wow.
Yeah,
Or
artificial intelligence, right?
Doesn't know.
Yeah. You know what I feel too? Like when you speak into like talk to text,
Yeah.
it like if you say how's your day going? It will put you are.
Yeah.
It won't put the word, it's crazy.
Because it
So
isn't that intelligent.
right.
I've done that one time, and all I looked back at the type, and it was like, "You damn it, bleep bleep bleep! Why don't you ever spell it right?" It quoted everything I wasn't supposed to put on there.
It's true. It's crazy.
Damn it, Siri! Why don't you write the right things? And bleep bleep bleep.
Lynn Portis has joined us. She says, that's really beautiful, Amy, talking about your teaching. Lynn is a teacher as well. And it puts commas where they shouldn't be. Yes, I agree. The talking to text thing does a lot of crazy things. So now what does this mean? You're directing the MAC Awards, and you must have to rehearse all the time, right? Or when do you start rehearsing? How does that go?
We're not going. I mean, most of it is sort of self-contained things, so we won't rehearse it. I mean, we'll talk about it and stuff, and there's something you're involved in that is happening. somewhere else.
Yeah, we're gonna rehearse. Okay, am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
It's the Brandy's is doing a little spoofy, funny thing because I think they're honoring.
Yeah, Brandy's is we're celebrating 40 years of Brandy's with a board of directors award.
Yeah, it's gonna
Which
be
I'm
so cool.
45 years of Brandy's, which I'm pumped for because it's where I was a regular when I was in college.
I love it. It's
About a
my
million years
favorite place I've ever worked.
Yeah, it's great. And
Yeah,
I have such good memories from going there when I was absolutely of age to drink.
yes,
Doubtful. And
it's the best. And Jim Lazar, I think, is getting
yeah,
the award. He's the owner now. It's had a few different owners, but he's the owner now after
Yeah.
Joe, and that'll be really fun. So a bunch of us got together. I'm not telling you anything. I'm not saying a word. but
I'm
we've
sure I'll
been
hear about
working
it
on-
at some point. I literally was like, you guys figure it out.
Yeah, I love that. It's great. It's going to be really fun. We've been working on it.
Yeah.
And John Bronston is the musical director this year.
Yep.
And he also works at Brandy. So that's
Yep.
been very convenient.
Yes.
That worked out really great. So now what's a typical day like for you? Do you like, well, you said you're everywhere. So if you're working with TV kids, you have to go on location, right?
I would. I'm currently involved in Broadway is killing me right now. I mean, not killing me. It's just like all I'm doing is Broadway right now. So I'm working at Stranger Things, which is in tech. I'm doing Boop, which starts. I'm working off Broadway on Drag the Musical, and I'm doing Gypsy. So
Wow.
4 things I'm sort of involved in some way. Maybe not like every day, but I'm somewhere doing one of those things every day of the week at the moment.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you have to kind of work your life around it, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the tech schedules are crazy. Like the schedules, like I'm working like 12 to 9. It's just it's weird.
Yeah, you have to be flexible, I guess, and just
Yeah.
adjust to it.
Yeah, and like Stranger Things is doing the longest tech I've ever worked on. They're in tech for like 5 weeks or something, which is crazy. And it's going to be an insane show. It's going to be really good. And I'm pumped for people to see it. It's just a very long process because it's a
And
lot
how
of
many
special
kids are in
effects.
that show? I bet there's a lot.
There's 4, like 3 or 4.
Wow.
So not a lot. Though mostly like grown-ups pretending to be teenagers.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you work on Matilda by any chance?
Yep.
That was incredible. I couldn't believe how many kids were in that
Yeah.
show.
There were a lot of kids in that show, but the show that had the most kids I ever worked on was School of Rock.
School of Right.
There were 18 kids on stage every show.
Holy
Something like
moly.
that. 17, 18 kids on stage. By the time that show was done, I had tutored 57 children.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about School of Rock. That was
Yeah.
incredible. Matilda, I loved it.
Hmm.
I think that I always am so impressed by these kids. And then there was Hanson.
Dear Evan Hansen. Those were all grown-ups.
Still grown-up kids. Yeah, they just played younger kids.
They just played kids.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I had kids on. Tommy last year.
Right.
That was a good one. I did King and I at Lincoln Center a few years ago. Those kids are all grown up too. They're all adults.
Oh, yeah, isn't it crazy? One time, because I started teaching in '92 in Sunset Park, and then maybe about 15 years ago, my mom was in a wheelchair, and she came to New York. So I wanted to bring it to the statue of the Ellis Island. So we're in line to get on this boat, and this huge man comes up to me and he goes, "Teacher," and I said, "Like what?" He said, "It's me, Angel. You were my teacher." I started crying, and he said he just took my mom and he went to the front of the line, and he just talked to my mom the whole time and put us on the boat. And it was one of the best like experiences of being a teacher. But like he was a grown man now.
Yeah.
I
mean, I guess that's what happens. We're all grown ups.
Yeah. And a lot of my kids, like they have kids of their own, and those kids are the age that they were when I started teaching them. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
But I do love teaching. I still do it too. So I love it.
Yeah. I find it interesting and fun because I'm teaching kids of all ages.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you're doing just like how to find area or whatever with like a little kid, and then somebody else is like writing an essay. So everybody's doing something different. And
I love that.
I feel like I feel like I do so much more math than I ever did. I never would do this much math if I was like teaching in a public school. I do a lot
Right.
more math than I used to.
Really?
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew? Right. Oh, that would baffle
Yeah.
me.
I mean, and tons of different English things. And like, but some of the like every kid, I feel like every kid reads To Kill a Mockingbird and every kid reads The Outsiders. It's like the things I've taught the most, which is fine.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, and The Giver. It's a good one.
So I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. And I think that To Kill a Mockingbird is on some of the banned book lists.
Oh, it probably is.
Yeah, I believe. Isn't that crazy? Think
So
about
is
how
The
crazy-
Outsiders. Terrible. So stupid.
That's right. I mean, it's just insane. And like the books that we loved. But actually, folks, if you want to do yourself a favor, go to the banned books list. This ridiculous, and go and buy one of those books. And if you haven't already read it in school, you should. Leo, what did you want to say? Oh, you're muted, honey. Leo's muted. Oh, there he goes. He'll come right back.
And donate it to a school.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
donate them. Yeah.
Actually,
I think Harriet the Spy is actually a banned book now too.
Oh, that was one of my favorite books. It's like one of the books I reread and reread as a kid.
isn't
Oh, I
that
love that one.
crazy?
One of my
You know,
favorites.
that whole Outsider series were my favorite.
Yeah.
All those books I read and read and read, and
Yeah.
just anything like that. But I mean, I don't know. I was an avid reader as a kid. I loved to read. It was like one of my favorite things. I used to read Kurt Vonnegut as a teenager.
I read so much. I read it bewilders me when people are like, "Oh, I don't read." I'm like, all I do, if I could just sit and read, and like people are like, "Oh, I don't like the train." I'm like, all I do is read on the train.
I know.
And I will read. I have been known to not pay attention and look up, and then I've missed my stop. I went to Queens once accidentally. I went to Yankee Stadium once accidentally because I was reading a book and I wasn't paying attention.
I know. It's true. I love it too. I think it's so. Sometimes the problem, like when you work nights, like for me, now I'll start reading when I get home and I fall asleep in 2 seconds. But I listen to a lot of audiobooks because I drive quite a bit. And now I'm going to start. I'm going to do the Charles Bush thing right away.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with the book I'm listening to now. And then I'll listen to the Charles Bush.
I also would recommend Kelly Bishop has a really great book.
Yeah.
She just wrote a book and she's pretty fascinating.
Wow.
And I think reads her own audiobook too. So
yeah, I love
recommend.
that. It depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Some people have, like I was listening to Keith Richards' book because it's literally this big. It's like,
oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's over 1,000 pages, I think. And so it was so heavy to carry around. So I thought, I read like half of it and then I'm like, let me just listen to it. Sometimes I read the book and I listen to it because I just love it. It's like I lose myself. But he starts it and then someone else takes over. It was like Johnny Depp, I think, took over.
Right. That's what the Cher book is like that. It's
I'm going to listen to that too.
And it's Stephanie J. Block who played her in the Broadway show. So that's who they switch off.
Oh, I love that. Same thing with Viola Davis and it was I'll think of it in a minute. Cicely Tyson's book.
Mm-hmm.
Viola Davis reads some of it, and Cicely Tyson reads some of it. So I always appreciate that. I just think it's fascinating. Okay, so Amy, what else do we need to know? You got anything coming up? I know you got the Mac Awards. You did your show. Are you going to bring back your show? You think?
No, my show's done.
Okay.
My show's done. There might be a new show down the road. I keep saying I'm going to write one with my roommate, Lorinda Lisitza, and I live together. We're gonna write a show. I'm gonna write a show for us, but she's also going to Washington D.C. to do a show at the Signature Theater this summer. So I don't know when it'll happen. So
yeah,
it'll, but at some point.
Okay. Well, do you have anything? How do we follow you if we want to follow you on Facebook, on Instagram?
I'm Instagram probably more than anything, which is Wolk It Out 23. It's my handle. It's always something like that, and I'm on Facebook too. Yeah, I'm around. I'm easy to find.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Can I answer a question? Because somebody asked a question about Mac. Somebody asked a question about Mac. When do people have to join by in order to have a show be eligible for nomination next time?
Okay, beautiful.
I will answer that question because I missed it because my internet died. So Mac Awards are in a calendar. Eligibility is for a calendar year, January to December, and you can join Mac whenever in that time. If you are a member, when the eligibility meeting happens and when the submissions happen, which is in December, then you could be eligible for if you're a member, you only have to do 3 shows in the calendar year to be eligible. If you're not a member, you have to do at least 4, and 3 of them have to be in a Mac club. There's more specific rules for that. But if you're a member and you only do 3 shows in most categories, it's not every category, but in a lot of the categories, it's just 3 shows if you're a member.
Wow.
And if you join now, like I said, you can vote. There's 2 ballots. The first ballot already happened for the nominees, and then once the winner ballot, and then we will find out. We do, in fact, open the envelopes live on stage. I don't know who's winning, so which is always a surprise.
Exciting. I love it. It's really exciting. And the eligibility thing, it used to be more. It used to be 6 shows, I think.
It used to be for years. It's been 4.
Okay.
But we also, because of we changed a lot of the rules the year of the pandemic and the post, because people kept having to cancel shows, and we didn't want people to really be penalized. So we went back to 4 but for members it's 3.
Right. Okay, that's good. So there's
for most categories.
There's many it's many great things about being a member.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a member forever. I love it.
Yeah, and if someone wants to email me at Mac questions, it's amywolkmac@gmail.com, and I'll answer Mac questions.
And I'm sure people do have questions. Leo has a question now.
Leo has a question.
Yeah, Leo, I was curious about hi, Miss Wolk, Leo, California. I wanted to know about the song submissions. How does that work?
Okay.
So the songs there's an original song and original comedy novelty song category, and that is the song has to be written and performed has to have been performed in that calendar year. So you can't pull some trunk song out you wrote in 1984 and be this is a new song. They can deem it ineligible for that. There's something about that, but it has to be performed in a Mac club at some point in the calendar year, and then you submit it. And then we get a lot of songs in comedy songs, and then a committee decides who the nominees are, as opposed to just the regular, not the voting Mac voting people don't do it, because sometimes there's 30, 40, 50 songs to go through. And it's done, the submission part of it is done anonymously. They don't know who submits
cool.
The committee doesn't know whose songs they're listening to.
Oh, really? Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun too.
I love that. Now, also, let's say it's 2 songwriters. Do they both need to be Mac members?
No. I think just one. I think I don't remember the eligibility on that. Something like that. I think one has to be, but the song has to have been performed at a Mac club. Things like that are eligible. We also have a songwriting competition that we do. That? It's called the Berman and Wallowich Songwriting Competition. This lady named Dottie Berman, when she passed away, left Mac an amount of money that to be used to give away to songwriters over the age of 40.
Wow.
So we don't do it every year because we don't necessarily have it's a lot of work. It's real hard, a lot of hard work to do it. But we've been doing it every other year, and we also have gone through all our money because we've been doing it for a while. But if you look on our website, we'll start taking submissions for that in, I want to say, the summer at some point, and we'll announce it.
Oh, I love that.
And there's 2 awards. There's a cash prize for each person and a certificate. And we probably will do a show to celebrate the people who win and the people who won previously, who we didn't do a show for. So we'll see.
So fun.
Yeah, and it's so there's the Dottie Berman Award, and then there's the John Wallowich Award, which is for songwriters under 40. And if you look at that list that you're showing right now, some of these people, some big people have won this award. Shayna Taub won a Wallowich Award. Shayna Taub won a Tony last year. So there's some really great people have been finalists and have won.
That is
and
so
who
great.
else? Lots of interesting people. Adam Guam won once, and he's got an off-Broadway show right now. Joe Iconis won.
Oh wow.
So it's a really great opportunity for songwriters to get their stuff listened to.
Yeah.
Yes, and then a celebrity judge like picks the winner. It's again done by committees, and then it's narrowed down, and then a celebrity judge picks the winner.
And what an honor.
Yeah,
What an
it's really fun.
honor that is.
Wow.
And even just to be in that company, you know,
Yeah.
like to be considered. Amy, when this it takes place, will you shoot me like an email or something? And I'll talk about it on the show.
Absolutely. I don't know the dates yet, but when it
doesn't matter when it comes around again.
I absolutely will. I'll let you know.
And I can remind people, you know.
Yeah.
That
It's a
would be
great
so
thing.
great, you know.
Mhm.
Or you can just post it on my wall.
Yeah.
You know, on my the Maria Gentili wall, and I'll post it to my show wall. We want to get, you know, that way we get as many people involved as.
And that has nothing to do with Mac membership. You can
No,
just
I know.
submit.
So cool. I love this. I think it's great. All right, now we're going to take if you please feel free to stick around. We're going to do the food section of our show. As you know, we always do a food section of our show. And the name of this section is Go Ahead, Keep Eating. So tonight, what do we have? I usually cook when I'm home, but I'm not home. So last night I was in Boston and I went to my Ziana's, my Aunt Anna, my mom's sisters for dinner, and she made chicken parmesan. So she gave me some to take home, and I said, Ziana, it is going to be my featured food tonight. So I wish you could smell this. So she made chicken cutlets, classic chicken cutlets, and then she put some marinara on it and mozzarella cheese, and she baked it in the oven. And my cousin Rena, who is she's always checks into our show. She was there last night as well. We had a lot of fun. It was me and two of my cousins and my Ziana. Go ahead, keep eating. Rena, look, I have your mother's chicken parmesan.
Wait, who was there? Who was there? Which two cousins? You and Rena?
It was me, Rena, and my cousin Cora. My cousin Cora Gauthier.
If you let Donna do all the work again, I'm gonna. I'm gonna have
Rena's
to go
probably laughing right now because Deanna did do all the work, and Cora was yelling at her to sit down. But I understand because I'm like Deanna. We kind of have ants in our pants, and if you're at our house, we're gonna do everything. There's no way to have you do it. So Rena, I know, is laughing right now. Danielle knows Deanna, so yes, Deanna is so sweet. We were talking about you last night, Danielle. Actually, so 1 year, Deanna, I got her a session with Danielle. Danielle is a medium and does incredible work. And so I got Deanna a session with Danielle, and it was very memorable. So now they are connected forever. I usually have salad, but no salad tonight because, like I said, I'm not home at Judy's. But look at my little dessert. I'm trying to be good because I go back on the keto tomorrow. I've been terrible, Amy. I've been off the deep end. I can't stop eating. However, because of the MAC Awards, which are April 10th, I'm starting the keto again tomorrow because I have to lose 10 pounds by the MAC Awards.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. Hold me to it. Hold me to it, Amy. So what did I get tonight for my little dessert? I only got one tiny thing. So my favorite bakery, as you know, when I'm in Jersey, is Saray Bakery. It is a Turkish bakery right near, it's on Anderson Avenue, I believe, or Palisades Avenue, right around the corner from my girlfriend's house. And this is a little eclair.
That's so cute.
It's so cute. That's all. I didn't get a giant thing. And everything has pistachios because, you know, like it's Middle Eastern desserts and very pistachio heavy. So I love pistachios. It's chocolate eclair. And it's a little different than like your French eclair, you know? So, or your Italian eclair. It's absolutely delicious. If you were in Cliffside Park, New Jersey, I highly recommend it. Now, Leo, what have you eaten that you were going to show and you've
I
eaten?
didn't eat it. I was able to only because I had the other two patties beforehand.
What is it?
But I made Salisbury steak with brown gravy and mashed potatoes.
Wow. I love Salisbury steak.
It's been snowy and rainy over here, so and you know what I did with the potatoes? I left
What?
them in the crock pot while I went to work with some milk and some butter. When I came home, I went smushed them up.
What a good
They were perfect.
idea. So did you peel potatoes and just throw them in there?
Oh no, I like the skins with them.
I love
I like the
that.
dirty.
I
I like
love that.
dirty mashed potatoes.
Oh, look out. Oh my God. We love to eat. Leo and I love to eat. We could never be roommates. We'd be like 3,000 pounds.
She'd be forcing me to go on keto and be like, "No, I
I
can't."
know. It's the only thing I can do that I can actually tolerate to lose weight. I cannot do low fat. I'm not going to get out there and start running or anything like that. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. But I can do the keto. I can do mozzarella, prosciutto, steak. I can do that. Seafood. And then I just, whatever. And I also, there's this great company called Factor 75. You can order certain keto meals and they'll deliver them to you. So I do recommend them. They're pretty cool. Amy, what is your go-to comfort food?
I just pasta is always good. Anything like my mom is Southern, so I always like a good Southern chicken and dumplings or a
That sounds delicious.
chicken fried
Ooh.
chicken.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I made that the other day. But I also baked cookies tonight because
Ooh.
I always
Wow.
have cookie dough in my freezer. So
Oh my God. I am not a baker at all. I'm
that's
not.
all I
Is it-
do. It's my favorite thing.
Really?
Is it a homemade cookie dough? Do you make it and then batch it out later, or do you buy
It's a
the
homemade
frozen
cookie
and
dough.
try-
I never buy frozen cookie dough. I make my
I
own
love
cookie
you.
dough, and I make
Mhm.
very flat, thin chocolate chip cookies,
Oh my God.
and they're very crispy.
Unbelievable.
We
Yes.
that's
need
what
to
I
have
love it.
a woke Mac episode.
Yeah,
Cookie explosion. Karen Mac and
explosion.
Amy Woke.
I know,
Oh,
right?
right. Karen Mack.
Karen
is
Mac
she's
makes a lot of
huge
cookies too.
baker.
Yeah,
Speak-
if I had a big kitchen, all I would do is bake. I just don't have like this space, but
That's like my cousin Rena. She's like a major baker. She's
Yeah.
always baking something. And I recently sent her a little meme that said, baking because murder is illegal.
yeah,
Oh,
100%.
Yeah.
It makes me
love
feel
that.
better.
I
So.
love that. Me too. If I had like a huge, I wouldn't bake because I'm not a baker. Although maybe if somebody, I don't have the patience for baking. I think you have to. That's a science, and you have to be an artist.
Yeah.
Both things. You have to be a scientist and an artist, and you have to be a chef to bake.
Yeah, I'm not the artisty person. I don't make pretty things, but I make things that taste good.
Yeah, I love that. I just love to cook in giant batches and things like
Yeah.
that. Like, big things like that's what I enjoy. But cooking is one of the greatest things that if you learn to cook or if you've never cooked in your life, take a class or just watch the cooking shows. I
can love cooking shows. They're the best.
Yes.
And I do cook, and I've
Mhm.
gotten better at being like, I can make this thing, and then I just figure it out, and
Right.
it works for the most part.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful, I agree. I love all the cooking shows. The cooking channel is one of my favorite things ever.
Mhm.
Do you have like a favorite chef that you enjoy?
Stephanie Izard from The Girl and the Goat in Chicago is one of my favorites, but that's also some of the best food I've
Okay.
ever had ever in my life. And also Top
Really?
Chef starts this week, which is one of my favorite TV shows.
Oh,
It starts
Love it.
tomorrow, so I'm pumped for that. I just like
does it tomorrow?
everybody. Starts tomorrow night, so
Yeah,
for
I
that.
love cooking
I love
shows
Top
so much. I just
Oh,
you
look.
learn. Oh, John Bronson just joined us.
About you.
We were just talking about you, John, about you musically directing the Mac Awards this year. Just got home from Memphis and happy to catch the tail end of the show. Well, we are
Oh,
so
so
happy.
it wasn't your ears popping coming down. It was them talking about you. That's what it was, John.
That's what it was. John it works more than anybody I know in this business. He literally he was in Memphis yesterday doing a show, like a performance, and then he'll fly back, and then he'll be with a company working on something in Connecticut, and then he'll be working at Brandy's on Saturdays, and then it's just crazy. So John, I'm very much looking forward to our contribution to the Mac Awards this year, our little Brandy's thing. We've been working on that on Zoom. So that's going to be great. Now, Amy, what? Go ahead, Leo.
Well,
Were you going to say
Maria, I had
something?
a special guest that wanted to say goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Oh, no. You had Judy zoom in. Judy, what did you want to say?
Nothing.
You just checked in with Leo. Judy is my girlfriend. She's also a very talented singer.
I
This
am?
was court ordered.
Yes.
What do you mean? I know who the boss is. This was court ordered.
Court ordered. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got text notifications, emails, and a signed letter that I had to bring her in.
Oh my God. Well, Judy's going to come to the Mac Awards this year. I'm dragging her because April 10th just happens to be our anniversary. So
Oh,
it's going to be 16 years this year. Can you believe it? Judy has been putting up with me for 16 years.
I mean, I definitely deserve an award. Are they handing one out at the Mac?
We're going to have to get, well, Amy's directing it, so we're going to have to
Amy?
figure something out.
Most supportive.
Maybe it's a
with
secret
the
award. Yeah, whoever's put up with the most, Judy gets it for sure. So now, Amy, before we go, Amy, I always ask my guests, what is something you would like to leave our listeners with, some kind of inspiration in the sense of, let's say someone is not feeling like creating, hit a wall. What piece of advice do you have for our creative friends, no matter how they create?
I mean, do the thing that I did and give yourself a deadline. Go and book a show, even if you don't have the show, and then you have to write it.
Right.
Force yourself to do it. I mean, it helps me immensely. That's just, I've been like sitting around being like, and looking at all my notebooks full of ideas. And then I was like, oh, I have to actually do these things.
Yeah.
So that sometimes you just need the deadline to get the thing done.
Absolutely.
I think that goes for everything.
Yeah,
If I don't
that's
give
really
myself
good
a
advice.
deadline, none of it'll get done. So
Yeah, I love deadlines too. And lists and deadlines. Otherwise, forget about it. You just
put
spin your
things
wheels.
on the list so that you can cross off something dumb, so that you feel like you did something.
Oh, I put laundry on my list every week.
Yeah.
And I do that twice. I do that twice a week. I just put and I put pay bills.
Right. I'm going to cross off be on podcast.
Oh, I love that. Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
It was so great. And everybody, if you would like to go to the Mac Awards, you can go to macnyc.com. It's a very easy to navigate site, and everything you need is right there. And the ticket link, it's at Symphony Space, which is such a beautiful space. It's been there for a few years now, and I really, really, really like it.
I do too. It's a great
The sound is gorgeous. Backstage is really easy. It's just everything's easy there, and the seats, every seat is a good seat. So do yourself a favor, get yourself a ticket to the Mac Awards. They usually sell out or pretty close to it, and you'll see just so many great stars and so many newcomers and old timers, and it's just a really good time. It's the Mac Awards again are April 10th, Thursday, April 10th, 7 p.m. And they're the 39th annual. So think about that. That's a big deal. All right, Amy, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Judy Mesa
Thanks,
popped on as a surprise guest at the last minute. And
Senator
Leo,
Mesa.
yeah, Senator Mesa. Leo calls her Senator Mesa. And I want to thank everybody that comes back on and watches our show on Tuesday nights from 9 to 10 Eastern. Please, we're here every Tuesday. We love and appreciate you. So thank you so much. And Leo, thank you for being the man behind and in front of the curtain.
Of course. I did my makeup today too, so.
I know, it looks beautiful.